Hello, this is Top Preps Sports Interviews by Sunil. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Ian Shadden, a sophomore at Legacy High School in Midland, Texas, and a left-handed pitcher and outfielder on the varsity baseball team. Once again, Ian, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me tonight. Congratulations on your success, and hey, can you talk about here sophomore year and just you know, playing baseball here, wearing that number 10 Rebels jersey.
Yes, sir. Hello everyone. I'm Ian Shadden, from Midland, Texas. Play for Legacy High School in Midland, Texas. Glad to be on here, and thank you for letting me be on here.
No problem at all. Hey, let's just in terms of preparing for this season, Ian, there's so much that goes into it.
Yes, sir.
In terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery, mental health. What have you done specifically? Of course, in accordance with the team activities, but also individual basis to really help you. Said get ready for the grind here.
Yes, sir. Off season, ton of lifting, just trying to get stronger. Gain weight is the biggest thing for me. Just trying to build muscle, and then also going to these camps, trying to get my name out there as well. Like a Texas Baseball Ranch, it's a huge pitching camp up there by Houston. Went there, got a lot of knowledge from there for pitching. That helped a lot, and then also just incorporating a lot of like um, explosive stuff into the workouts and stuff like that. Plow balls for the arm, trying to build the arm strength. A
Hmm.
lot of mobility, trying to stay flexible, quick as possible. Eating as much as I can, trying to build
Yeah.
as much weight. But other than that, it's just a grind, trying to build muscle. But other than that, then
Yeah, no, that's terrific to hear, Ian. Hey, let's talk about going from your freshman to your sophomore year in terms of in the off season, because I know, and you know what's unique because the fact that you're not only a pitcher but also an outfielder, so training for both positions, I know are very different. I said just let everybody know out there, just in terms of again getting your body in shape and just being able to tackle both positions.
hitting, I try to just stay focused on like mental reps, especially during off season, just trying to
Hmm.
get locked in for the season. Um, Same thing, a lot of explosive stuff for both sides. It helps with both sides. But in hitting, I think a lot of forearm strength and back strength for that, just so I can really like have power behind the ball hitting. But
Hmm.
pitching, that's what I do the mobility in, fast twitch muscles, really trying to focus on that for pitching and also building the arm strength with plow balls and stuff like that. Just trying to make the arm be more fluid and quicker. But
Yeah.
they kind of go hand in hand. They kind of help each other. Like there's stuff
Hmm.
that you can do that works both ways. But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, no, it's tremendous to hear. And hey, putting that number 10 Rebels jersey on, what is that represented to you personally?
It's a big, huge thing for me, especially making varsity. It's a sophomore for 6A high school.
Hmm.
Um, it's a big accomplishment for me. Just motivates me to keep on grinding. But I chose number 10. I don't know why, but during summer ball, that's what the jersey I wanted to wear, but I didn't get
Hmm.
to because one of the other kids got to. So I just
Okay.
thought I really like the number,
Yeah.
just something simple. But
Yeah.
other than that, that's about it.
Yeah. That's again, that's great to hear. Hey, last 2 years, playing for the Arkansas Sticks national team. This summer, you're going to play for Team Elite Nation, coached by Chris Whitney. The fact that you're staying active year round, you're taking no time out. I think again, if you want to be the best at your at both positions, you have to put in the time. And the fact that you're playing for some really top level teams. Just describe that as well here, Ian.
Yes, sir. So summer ball is a lot different than high school ball. A lot more competition, I would say. There's a ton of kids out there that can play baseball. They're out there for a reason, especially
Mhm.
these bigger tournaments in like Georgia, stuff like that, Florida. They're going out there for a reason, trying to get their name out there. So it really prepares you to like see what you're going to see in college, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So it makes you a lot better as well. Seeing higher level pitching, higher level batters. It just
Hmm.
really goes hand in hand for when you go into high school season. It's like, I guess, a little downfall. So when you go into high school season, you're like, man, I really have an upper hand on these kids
Yeah,
because I've been playing against these top level athletes in the summer.
yeah. Yeah, definitely, well seasoned and you faced, again, that incredible, talent out there and competition. And let's talk about even playing for Legacy High School. Talk about the competition there as well, like, in some
Yes,
of
sir.
the talent down there in Midland, Texas.
Oh, there's some few good teams that we played so far already in the season, like these tournaments and stuff. Like Weatherford, they had a arm that was committed to Oklahoma, a
Okay.
senior. It's like 6'5", but he was really good, sitting like mid to low 90s. But that's another good thing that we get to see. And then this coming Thursday, we play possibly the best team in our district, Friendship, which they beat teams like South Lake Carroll, which is a really good program up in Dallas.
Hmm.
Um, Rockwall Heath, another great top 10 team in the state, and also Prosper, another huge team. But just there's a ton of competition here in Texas, especially at the 6A level. They're
Hmm.
all out there trying to get a state championship ring. That's what they want to do for their coaches and what they could have and look back at when they're older.
Yeah,
But
no, I agree 100%. That's the ultimate goal is to win that state championship. And let's talk about the team per se, your teammates, your coaching staff, just in terms of, you know, this year, I mean, you're, said just into the early part of the schedule, but just talk about what they've meant to you so far here in your sophomore
yes,
year.
sir. So this was my first year at Legacy High School because I came from a
Okay.
private school here in Midland. But
Okay.
I came in and fit in real well. The coaching I really like. They provide a lot. They know a lot of knowledge. A bunch of the seniors, they welcome me in,
Hmm.
helping me, letting me know what to expect from a higher level A of
Yeah.
baseball. But the coaching is really good. I like. We have a younger guy that played college ball, Division II. He's young. He's a lefty too, so
Okay.
he goes hand in hand with me. He helps me a lot. We got a lot of knowledge that we can relate to each other, so I really love it.
That's great. I think it's excellent because you're really trying to build that culture, that environment
Sir.
there, that's conducive, and the fact that coming in your first year and learning for the upperclassmen, especially those seniors,
Yes,
is
sir.
so vital here, Ian.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Hey, I'm wondering, I had to ask you before either you take the mound or you're up at the plate. What's filtering through your mind? Because I'm always intrigued and fascinated by an athlete, what they're experiencing at that moment. I've interviewed kids from different sports, but I think baseball. We always talk about the physical component, but how about the mental part? But because I think that's so crucial, to be locked in. As said, and especially again, you're both the pitcher and outfielder.
Yes, sir. So, going into a game, I really just try to think I'm the better guy, like walking on the field, especially pitching,
Mhm.
like tons of confidence up there, trying to eat the zone, trying to attack them. But warming up and stuff, I'm just like locked in with the catcher, only on the catcher, nothing else, nothing outside of that. Stay between the ears. It's a big thing
Yeah,
too, but especially hitting too. Just trying to get as many reps as I can before the game and mental
yeah,
reps as well. They can see what I would do with each pitch in the zone situations, stuff like that. But other than that, like pitching, once I'm in the game, I'm just trying to stay locked in. Um, Stay with a bunch of stamina still, being able to go out there for several innings and not like put too much stress on my arm, always letting the coach know, hey, my arm feels good. It's not feeling
yeah,
so good right now. So he knows what I can do and what I can't do for district, stuff like
yeah.
that. But
I know communication is again so pivotal in terms with your catcher when you're pitching. Can you describe that process? Because I think a lot of people just take people behind the scenes that the fact that I'm sure before you take the mound, just talking it over with your catcher, and then once you get into facing that live competition and those hitters, um, again, it really amps up quite a bit here.
yes, sir. So before the game, when I'm like tossing with my catcher, we're just trying to find out what's working and what's not. So some days your curveball will be on, some days it might be floating, looping in the zone. So you really
Mhm.
want to like figure that out, especially early when you're warming up. So I'm always keeping that in hand with him, and he'll always be asking what we throwing today, what's feeling good, how's your arm feeling, stuff like that. Because if the arm's not all the way there, 100%, you don't want to go in there trying to pump the ball inside on some bigger guys that they got. So you're trying to live
Mhm.
away, uh, miss the barrel and stuff like that. So
Yeah. On the flip side, when you're playing the outfield, again, the fact that you're with the rest of the guys out there in terms of communication and, when you're tracking down, fly balls. And I mean, there's so much that goes into it. And even then when the ball is hit to you in terms of knowing where to throw the ball, said back into the infield, I'm sure that's some, that the techniques that you work on,
yes,
especially in the
sir.
off season practices,
Yes, sir.
really aid you and benefit it, so when you get into a game.
Yes, sir. Stuff like that. Like we really work on that stuff in practice, especially with the center fielder because I play like corner outfield. I normally play right
Okay.
field.
Okay.
But that's a huge thing before games. We mostly see where the wind's blowing. If it's
Hmm.
blowing more towards my way or more towards his way, that's how we communicate because center
Hmm.
field's got all of the field. But other than that, we're just trying to make sure the ball gets caught, trying to get outs for our pitcher,
Yeah.
uh, get the ball in back into the infield as fast as possible, and get a
Hmm.
runner out. But
Yeah, I think people again they tend to forget the minute details. I said the little nuggets that pop up
sir,
during a game, and I think what. Of course, it's the players that know better than ever. What transpires, but I think the fans out there truly don't appreciate so what you
right,
guys in terms of having those fundamentals pat down, Ian.
yes, sir,
Yeah, definitely. Hey, let's, we live in a day and age of social media, and definitely highlight videos are key, and getting your, as I said, content out there for, of course, the college coaches, recruiters to watch. Talk about how you've been able to really tap into that, and of course, showcase, your talents, on the field here, Ian.
yes, sir. So I use Twitter a lot. Me and my dad, we do that a lot as much as I can. Any highlights
Yeah.
that I have or anything good I do in games, we'll make sure I put that in there. But also, if it's bad as well, not only to say bad, but also me struggling because them scouts out there, they like to see how you handle pressure.
Hmm.
And that's a huge thing for me is
Yeah.
I keep everything inside my head. I don't let it get out. But Twitter's huge. I would also say Instagram is too because they
Yeah.
look at that as well. But
Yeah.
other than that, those two are the main two that I use to try to get my name out there.
Yeah, no, I said they've really been game changers in terms of. I mean, before everything, I said back in the day, you'd be on VHS or DVDs,
Right.
and then now you can, in a flash,
One
upload a
click of a
video,
button.
and you click of a button exactly, and be able to have so many views, and I think that's just the beautiful thing, to have athletes get that opportunity, across the country again to be able
Sir.
to. Really, put themselves out there. Hey, I one question, and I've asked not too many, but I think it's important after, we're about 3 years removed, of course, from COVID, and like, still ongoing, but how difficult was that for you personally? Like, I said, coming back, I mean, it must feel so refreshing to play
Right.
baseball, play a full season, not have to worry about whether a game is going to get canceled or a season, said
Yes, sir.
postponed. I mean, again, that's gotta be so motivational.
Right. Yes, sir. So when COVID hit, I was kind of bummed out because we didn't get to play, but
Hmm.
also it was a good time for me to like really focus on myself and get better, to catch up with my competition. But that was a good time for me. I wouldn't say it was like good because of the situation that was going on, but it was good
Yeah.
for me to like get the upper hand and work and grind and get to what I wanted in this game. But other than that, I was super bummed out we didn't get to play. But as soon as it came back, I was so happy to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
But other than that, just the grind was really good for me to get.
Yeah. No, you have an impeccable work ethic. I mean, the fact that your part said that you've since I think the age of 6 have been, playing sports. I mean, baseball, football, and basketball. But once you turn 15, you made that, transition to baseball. Uh,
Yes, sir.
that I mean, the fact that again, playing multiple sports and helping you in terms of shaping your body and getting into the best shape of your life. I mean, how
Sir.
cool was that to be able to play those sports? But now, obviously you have that passion for the game of baseball.
Yes, sir. I thought it was like really good actually because it gets other parts of your body active. Like
Hmm.
baseball, it's real stressful on your arm. But since I've like found out a good way to stay healthy throughout the whole year, but it was really good to like move different parts of your body differently, like football and basketball, running up and down the court, running on the football field with
Yeah,
contact and stuff like that, building body strength. But now that I've gone straight to baseball, it's you can really focus down and lock in on what you need
yeah.
to do to be the best you can be.
That's true. Well said. Hey, the game of baseball for you personally, what makes it so special? I'm wondering, like, just whether it's during the practices, the training, the games, just hanging out with your teammates. What is it really like? The pure essence of it that you say, makes you come back year after year.
I would say like um, what you get out of it after you put in all this effort, like going into a game and going 3 for 3 or pitching 6 innings with 12 strikeouts or something like that. Like just
Hmm.
seeing the outcome and like the effort paying off is what I really love about the game is you can tell when someone hasn't really worked because they go in there and they struggle. But when you
Hmm.
see people when they work, they go out there and ball out. But
Yeah,
that's what really motivates me and then my teammates. We just have a good time. We try to keep the game as fun as possible. But
yeah.
that's what makes it fun for me.
Yeah, I had to ask you about not only home games, but they're like you build that team bonding when you go on the away games. You got those bus rides. I think those are legendary. Of course, that's where
Yes,
you
sir.
really get to know your teammates and build up those friendships as well. But how special are those for both home and away games?
Yes, sir. So home games are really crazy because I like the hype of our crowd and stuff like that. That really gets you
Hmm.
pumped up and adrenaline's rushing, makes you feel like you're throwing 5 miles an hour harder. But
Yeah,
the away games, I really like them because when we travel, you can have real good conversation with your teammates, really get to know who they are, especially for it
yeah,
being my first year, getting to know everyone. But then also during the games, it's all that hype of the other team talking trash or like their
yeah,
crowds and stuff like that.
yeah.
That just keeps you going and makes you want to prove them while you're out there. So
Yeah. I think that's where the pressure really kicks in when you're on so with the
away
away
games,
games. Then you really know where you stand, where you stack up. But the
yes,
fact that
sir,
you could stare, as you said, stare down that barrel and be able to, you know, face it head on, and that's a testament again
yes, sir.
to your work. Hey, when it comes to Major League Baseball, and maybe we could even throw in college there. Any particular, I guess, pitchers or even outfielders that you pay close attention to, Ian?
Pitchers, I'd have to say Clayton Kershaw and Justin
Hmm.
Verlander. Outfielders, I'd say Juan Soto and Bryce Harper. But
Okay.
for the pitching, the reason I say Justin Verlander is because he went to the Texas Baseball Ranch as well.
Okay.
And his mechanics, you can tell how he's built that around what they have taught him with
Yeah.
like the connection ball that you use to really get separation in your shoulders to be able to throw the ball hard. But
Hmm.
the outfielders, I just fell in love with their swings because they're left-handed as well, and they can
Yeah.
really swing the bat with the ball. But so I really like them.
Yeah. I think having that working, as you said, working on the mechanics, but having that flexibility and durability. You see all this stretching exercises that both pitchers and outfielders do before a game because
Sir,
you really need to be loose. Once you get into game action, because if you're not, obviously
we
injuries
struggle.
are gonna pop
Very
up
injury prone.
immediately. And yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's pivot to your family, and I know you have an absolutely terrific support system. It's with your pops
Sir.
who's a business owner. Your mom teaches medical at Midland College. You have an older brother, Lane, who's 26. Two cousins in their 20s. You have an aunt and uncle as well. I think Stacy and David. And also your grandparents on your pop's side, Carl and Carolyn. Just talk about just in terms of having said that behind your back and knowing every time, especially at those home games, but even away, that
Yes, sir.
they're there to really said give you that momentum. Just describe that.
Yes, sir. So they're always there for me, like even in my ups and downs. They're always letting me know I'm doing well. Um, there's always another chance, another game. Um, but they're always really supportive, even if they're not at the games. They're shooting me a text saying, "Hey,
Hmm.
good job out there, kid.
Yeah.
Wish I was there. Love you. Go get the next one. We'll be there or whatever." So, and then it's also motivation as well because if they're going to the
Yeah.
games, like, man, I really want to perform for my family. Let them see because they just drove so far
Yeah.
to come and watch me play. But yeah, it's huge for me to really play well when my family's there. But other than
Yeah.
that,
No, definitely, definitely. Hey, I wanted to, of course, bring this up. I know your pops had, provided this info. It's a very, tragic story, but I'm sure it's something that you definitely want to let everybody know out there and how it really shaped your, life or changed you. It really did change you, and you were in a dark place, but you definitely came out of the shadows, came out of, said that, and now are again, I said, thriving, flourishing here. Your older brother, Cade, said back in 2019 committed suicide, and I wanted to give you, of course, the floor to, of course, let everybody know out there how difficult that, particular, time was in that day.
yes, sir. So, I lost my brother. Like, really let me know like what could really happen in life. Stuff happens like in a blink of an eye. Really opened up the world to me and like showed me what I could really want and if I wanted to get it done or not. So I put everything on the line. I do it for him. Um, I share his story as much as I can. Um, but that's what really motivates me to be the best I can be for him and always have him watching over me and seeing me either succeed or not. And if I'm not, he's in my head, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But losing my brother was definitely something really hard for me, but it's also really like made me a better person and realize like what could really go on in life and what people really don't realize is that you can lose someone like that you love and that's one of your family members or whatever in a blink of an eye. But
Yeah.
you can't let that phase you, or I wouldn't say phase you, but you can't let that take you down when you get older in life. You just got to build off that and become the better person and become
Yeah.
the best you can be.
Yeah, just so so well put and said. I mean, the fact that displaying that courage, that perseverance, to really overcome that. I mean, it's my heart really goes out to you and your family. I mean, just the fact that I know your brother was Cade was an inspiration, for you in baseball. Your father said that he used to shag and catch your home runs. I mean, that those are moments
Yes,
that are so precious that you really are going to remember the rest of your life.
sir.
Talk about that, Ian.
Yes, sir. So, I would say when I was real little, about 9 through like 12, uh, I was in a phase where I wouldn't say I was bigger or like heavier set, but I was a little chubby. And I would always
Okay.
be hitting home runs and I would always be making sure he was going and grabbing them. But
Yeah.
that was something real big for me is I always wanted my home run balls no matter what. And he'd be
Yeah.
always the one to go grab them. And I'll be like making sure he got it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, he was a really good inspiration to me, really smart kid. Um, made me realize that people are really talented when it comes to academics. And he was one of them. Didn't have to work for anything to make good grades in classes, but it
Yeah.
showed me that um, putting the hard work in the classroom is really important too, though. To get these bigger scholarships in baseball as well, it could help
Yeah.
go hand in hand.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I know another significant, moment in December of 2022 that you were adopted by your pops. And the way you paid homage to your brother is that you took the last name as well as the middle name, but you kept the Shadden, name to honor your brother. And
Sir,
I just think again that just that's fabulous. Talk about, I mean, that's so meaningful to
yes, sir.
again to keep your brother's memory said alive.
Yes, sir. So yeah, when I got adopted, it was really big for me. So glad that I did it. Pop's a huge figure in my life now. Always giving me what I need. Never go without is a huge thing that he always tells me I'm never going to go without. Um, he's loved me to death, even through my downs. Not saying good stuff to him, I guess you could say, but he's been there for me and
Yeah.
been a huge father figure in my life. But very glad I got that chance.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Hey, you talked about being a student athlete. I mean, that's really what it is. And obviously, time management organization are so essential. The fact that you really need to have that pat down 3.9 GPA is your process, pretty much straight A's and occasional B. And of course, your goal is to play for TCU, but you're open to other schools. The fact that you really have been able to, again, figure out that perfect blueprint here, Ian. I mean, it's not easy for every, said
Sure.
student. I mean, not everybody's cut out for this, but the fact that you've been able to, again, find, said an open pathway. But just talk about how. I mean, again, those are again incredible numbers. I mean, it just. I'm sure you take a lot of pride and joy in that.
Yes, sir. So I'm always staying on top of my grades. My parents are too. They're always on
Hmm.
top of me. But I'm always making sure I'm getting stuff done in the classroom, even when we miss with baseball. Staying on top of it, getting with teachers, making sure I'm getting it done, getting extra time and tutorials and stuff like that. Just making sure I'm going in
Hmm.
there, getting the stuff done that I'm missing when I'm out with baseball. But yeah, it's huge to me because these scouts and stuff look at that stuff like if my player cannot make the grades, then why am I got him on my team? Because he's
Yeah.
not going to be able to travel and be able to play. So,
Hmm.
and I could also get the other side of the scholarship with my academic grades. So that's also really huge with me.
Yeah, no, I think that's the outstanding point you made is that really that they want to look at that overall picture, but again, academics are just
So,
play a huge chunk in just if yeah, again, if you don't have that solidified, you're really toast. But the fact that you
sure.
do again is just phenomenal. Hey, just a couple more. I Of course you got so much going on with academics, athletics. You need to kick back. So I know some of your hobbies are playing, of course, working out to get better, playing baseball, hunting, fishing, and golf. So you're able to sort of like clear your mind and
Sure.
relax and just that's gotta like just in terms of those moments have to really where you can reflect but you can just ease be at ease. Just
Sure.
talk about that, Ian.
Yes, sir. So I love to hunt. We go hunting and fishing quite a bit when I
Hmm.
get off time and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's just a feeling of like when I wouldn't say like when you shoot the animal, but when you've known that you got the animal down, you're like, man, I can have that hanging in my room, which I don't know
Yeah.
if people really like that other than me, but it's just
Hmm.
like a feeling in baseball when you crush a ball or end an inning with a strikeout or something like that. It's just that
Yeah,
feeling and adrenaline that you get in yourself that's like, man,
that's
like I'm
right.
really doing this right now. So, and then
Yeah.
golf, I love playing golf. It's a real kickback sport. You can just have fun with it. You really don't gotta
Hmm.
get frustrated at the game because I don't do it as my main sport. But I love playing golf, going out there with family, jacking around, just having fun. But yeah,
Yeah, it's great. Hey, you brought it up, the adrenaline of the game, and I'm glad that's a great to use up. Hey, any particular moments that have stood out? Maybe it's this year or previous years that you just said, "Wow, like I am really good at this." Like I mean, it's just I'm sure there've been there have been moments like that. Anything that really does stick in the memory bank for you here, Ian?
yes, sir. I would say last year, my first game pitching in district for varsity. I came in to close the game against one of our big rivals, Nolan Catholic. They're out of Fort Worth,
Hmm.
and it was a real pressured moment. I think bases were loaded. We were up like 3 runs. And I was like, man, I really got to get out of this jam.
Yeah.
And went 3 up, 3 down, got out of it. And I was like, man, I'm really living in this moment right now.
Yeah.
Heart was beating super fast, super
Yeah.
pumped up. Arm felt so good because all the adrenaline running through my body felt like I was throwing super duper hard. But
Hmm.
yeah, that was one of my really good moment. And then I would also say this year, one of our first scrimmages, uh, we played against Odessa High, one of our teams in our district as well.
Hmm.
And I got up there and hit a bomb, and it was like one of my first varsity home runs. I was super stoked about it, just really like in the moment, living through it. And I was like, man, I'm really doing this right now. Like
Yeah.
getting to be out here and playing the sport I love and just performing well. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's brilliant. That I just I mean it's like again you really those again are the moments, the memories that will again
stick in
you'll
your head.
cherish and stick forever. I mean you can't they'll never leave you. But that's great. Hey, I'm wondering when it comes to Legacy High School, in terms of the student body, administration, athletic department, just in terms of the support for you, the rest of the team. Again, I think is very important in terms of having that structure and having a successful season.
Yeah, so our administrators and stuff like that are always up there supporting us, um, making sure that we're staying on task, I guess you could say. But because games get heated sometimes against these like bigger schools, rival schools, but
Yeah.
they're always out there supporting us, having our backs, bringing as many people out there as they can to
Hmm.
support us. But they've been really good this year to me and our teammates and stuff like that, providing stuff for us, all kinds of snacks and stuff. But other than that, it's been really good so far.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, I don't want to forget about the community of Midland, Texas. Let's talk about that, because I think the community as well supports the athletic teams, the high school.
Sure.
Just yeah, just again, if you can just describe that as well.
Yeah, so they're really involved with it, especially like the news and stuff. They're always
Hmm.
making sure it's out there, letting everyone know what's going on. Um, People are always at the games. I would say almost the whole like city of Midland is trying to come
Hmm.
out there and watch us, watch other teams of Midland, because we have 4 teams in, the span of 2 cities that are, like, I would say 15 miles from each other. But, those are, like, the big 4 teams that are rivalries and stuff like that, so the community's
Okay.
always staying on top of that, coming out and watching, filling the stands, packing it out, but other than that, the community is very involved with Midland, putting it out there on the news, stuff like that, newspapers, and really making sure your name gets out there.
That's terrific, because uh, everybody talks about Friday Night Lights, football, and I'm wondering, like, I'm glad you provided insight into that, because there are other sports. There's baseball that's just
Sure.
as
Just like
popular as football, and that is again awesome to
sure,
hear. Hey, Ian, you're just again an incredible role model. I think for kids out there, and
sure,
and even I would say for adults as well. I'm wondering, what advice and message you would have for the kids out there. I mean, because you know how competitive it is, and
sure.
especially social media. We talked about it, and what you would say to them as they're trying to navigate, said these, difficult and uncharted waters, find out what sport they're good at, and just trying to move up that ladder.
I would say definitely, like, getting in the weight room as soon as possible, like, and staying healthy doing it, but,
Mhm.
that's huge at our age is because our bodies, we have so much testosterone going through our bodies and stuff like that, especially us
Yeah.
men, but, your muscles are gonna grow real faster than normal, older people, but, it's a huge thing to stay in the weight room on that grind, making sure that you're gonna be the best at and perform in the games, but that's
Mhm.
huge for me is I wish I would have got in the weight room 7th grade, got in
Yeah.
there and really got as big as possible, or not to say big as possible, but explosive as possible, just being
Mhm.
like the best I could be on the field. But any
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah. No, that's great. Hey, Ian, well deserved that you get the last word here in terms of for family, for friends, for classmates, teammates, Legacy High School, the administration, athletic department, and then of course community of Midland, Texas. I'm sure there are a lot of people that you definitely want to thank. So I wanted to give you, said the closing word here.
Yeah, thank y'all. Love all y'all support. Love your teammates, love your family. Thank y'all for supporting me, and yeah, thank y'all.
Just again, a tremendous honor and privilege being able to speak with you, and
So thank
congratulations
you.
on your success. And it's just hard to believe you're only a sophomore, so you got 2 more years left here, and can't wait to see what you do. And I'm sure that we're going to be hearing a lot more about you. And just again, keep up the outstanding job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.